What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then just welcome to my channel. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button because you will not be disappointed, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and give a disclaimer right now. This video will have some photos that are a little disturbing. They aren't like graphic, but they may spook you a little bit. Now, I'm never gonna just spring some photos on you guys that are just like too terrifying, but these kind of are a little, they're a little, they're a little spooky. There will also be a little bit of audio that is also equally as disturbing, probably a little more disturbing. I'll give you all a heads up in the video before I just put it on the screen or insert it, just in case you want to hear the story, but you just don't necessarily want to see the pictures or hear the audio. And today's video, as you can tell by the title, is the true story behind the exorcism of Emily Rose. The real girl's name was not Emily Rose, it was Anneliese. Not Anneliese. See, I wanted to say Keating. If you watch How to Get Away with Murder, you know who that is. It ain't Anneliese Keating. Hold on. Anneliese Michel. I don't know if it's Michael or Michel or Michel. I don't know. It's Michel. Okay, so that could be a number of pronunciations. I don't know. But throughout the tale, I'm not even going to use the last name no more, because I don't know how to say it. It wouldn't be a true crime story over here if it didn't have a name of something or someone that I could not pronounce. Blue, why are you all up on me? He wants to be seen so bad. All right, you up here now? What? I'm not gonna hold you and do what I gotta do. He's such an attention whore. Anytime the red lights come on, he comes out of nowhere and he's like, hold me, pick me up. And he wants to be in front of the camera. He wants to be heard making background noises. And I had him a little bed that I would put beside my chair. He would be satisfied just sleeping there. But Poppy folded it in half one day and he was humping it. And then after he finished humping it, he ripped it to shreds. And it was just like stuffing everywhere. So I don't know what... Poppy got that Ike Turner syndrome. First, he want to love on something, then he got to just beat it up and rip it to shreds. It's really insane. I don't have wine today. I have juice. No Jesus juice, just regular juice. Let me just go ahead and get into the video. So Anneliese grew up devoutly Catholic over in Bavaria, Germany. And I did not dig too much into like her childhood all that much, because I don't think it was relative to the story. So all we know about her family is that they were extremely religious, extremely Catholic. If that's the thing, can you be extremely Catholic? I guess. She attended mass twice a week. When she was 16, she all of a sudden had this incident at school where she like blacked out, but she was awake. She got up, she started walking around in like a trance. It was very weird. It was a little alarming to like the students and the teachers. And when it was over, she didn't remember it at all. She was like, I did what now? And they were like, girl. So it happened one time in school, and then it did not happen again until a year later. It happened like in the middle of the night. She also wet her bed, and this time she had a seizure. They say that she had these convulsions and these body movements. It was a seizure, okay? She had a seizure. So when this happened a second time, she went to the doctor and which I don't get why she didn't go the first time. She was diagnosed with temporal lobe epilepsy. Now this is a disorder that causes loss of memory, seizures, audio, and visual hallucinations. So it kind of, it fit. Jesus, take the wheel and run Blue over, because he will not shut up. Now, temporal lobe epilepsy can also cause Geschwin syndrome, which is some kind of disorder marked by extreme religious beliefs. And we all know Sister Girl was extremely religious, so she was just a premium, perfect candidate for this. So after her diagnosis, I almost called her Emily. That is not her name. Anneliese began taking medicine for her epilepsy. A couple years after that, she enrolled into college. That was in 1973. Now, unfortunately, the drugs that she was given failed to really help her, because as the year progressed, her condition gradually caused her to start to deteriorate, and she just went downhill. Things were getting worse. She continued to take the medicine though, just hoping, I guess, one day it'll kick in and start working. But she became paranoid that she was possessed by a demon, and so she started to seek help from the church, because she felt like, this medicine ain't working. I'm gonna keep taking it though, but it's not really working, and maybe a priest can help me. Which, I mean, I feel like maybe that's not, it's It's not such a crazy thought, right? No. Anneliese started to see the face of the devil everywhere she went. I mean, that's what she said. She also made claims that demons and the devil were whispering in her ear. I wonder if this devil be telling me, girl, don't go to work today. Now, when she began to hear these demons telling her that she was going to rot in hell, that she was damned, she started to believe that the devil was possessing her. So she sought out help from like priests and stuff to help her with her demonic possession. But everyone she approached rejected her. I didn't know this, but apparently you need the permission of a bishop anyway to carry out an exorcism. And so I guess, I don't know if they didn't believe her, or they didn't want to go through the trouble. Nevertheless, a lot of them turned her away and was like, nah, fam. No, ma'am. Now at this point, her delusions are becoming very extreme. She would randomly rip the clothes off of her body. She started to perform 400 squats a day, which kind of made me believe in the possession, because if you try to, I remember one time I tried to do 30 squats, baby. So if homegirl was starting to do squats and she could do 400, you can't tell me that's not a supernatural force behind that. Disrespectful ass neighbors. Y'all just gonna steal the car while I'm filming? Thank you. I wonder though what the squats were about, because it just was so random. Like, girl, why? There was also an instance or an incident where she crawled underneath a coffee table and barked like a dog and stayed there for 2 days barking. She licked her own urine off of the floor. I'm assuming this was in her little dog days, because Anneliese also ate spiders and coal, like charcoal, okay? And she actually bit the head off of a bird. It was a dead bird, but still, girl. Finally, her and her mother found a priest. His name was Alt. Well, his last name is Alt, so we'll call him Alt. He believed her story. He believed that she was definitely possessed. Later in court, he said that he believed it because she definitely didn't look epileptic. How do you look epileptic? How does one look epileptic? I'll petition the local bishop, can't pronounce his name, not gonna try, who eventually approved the exorcism and granted a local priest, Arnold Renz, to carry it out, but he said that he would have to do so in private, like they couldn't tell anybody about this. So Arnold Renz agreed to carry out the exorcism in total secret. He wasn't gonna tell nobody. Keep it on the down low. Nobody has to know. I hope this sounds good on this fancy little mic I got. So they set out on this mission to expel the demons and the devil from its mortal host, Miss Anneliese, aka Homegirl. So over the next 10 months, Alt and Renz, the two priests, carried out a total of 67 exorcisms. They each lasted up to 4 hours on the young woman, and they were intense. Through these sessions, Anneliese revealed that she believed she was possessed by 5 different demons. Their names were Judas, Cain, Nero, Adolf Hitler, and Lucifer, the devil himself. Alright, so I'm going to insert some pictures of her during the time she was going through these exorcisms. Homegirl was looking kind of rough. Now, there are no wounds or anything like that, but she does look a little possessed, if you will. Her parents were present at these rituals. Her mother can be seen holding her up. And none of this was against her will, but she was only 19 at the time, so it's kind of like, I don't know. So all 5 of these demonic spirits would fight for control and power over her body to be able to speak and, say their piece. They would often argue with each other, have all kind of disagreements, and just say a lot of spooky things. That is what the audio is that I mentioned in the beginning of the video. I have the actual audio of her or the demons talking, and so I will insert that now. And if you don't want to hear it, you just tap a couple times and fast forward. Apparently, Hitler got a lot of airtime because he would often talk about how stupid humanity is and how humans are pigs and they think that it's over when you die, but it's not. It's just beginning. Why am I talking like this? And then Judas, he didn't like Hitler. Apparently, they didn't get along too tough because he would always say Hitler was just a big mouth who was upset that he had no real say-so down in hell. Throughout her sessions, Anneliese will often talk about like dying to pay for the sins of the youth. She took what would Jesus do to a whole new level. She said that she had no problem suffering for them. She said she wanted to suffer for this or pay for the sins of the priests of the modern church and the youth who were just running amok up here, honey, just letting little souls get dirty. She would kneel and pray so much that eventually she tore tendons in her knees and broke bones, like fracture her kneecaps from just getting down there praying all the time, like constantly, which is sad because I feel like she wanted to be better. I think, this is just my personal opinion, I feel like she did have epilepsy probably, more than likely. And I also feel like she had some mental health issues. And unfortunately, the people around her didn't get her the right kind of help. So here we are. That's just my little opinion. I ain't no doctor. Over the course of these 10 months, she was also confined and constrained by the priests so that they could perform like the rituals, I guess the flicking of the holy water and all of that. Y'all seen the movie. Y'all, and if you haven't, you probably seen Exorcism. So shit gets real. She slowly stopped eating. She wasn't drinking either. And unfortunately, she died on July 1st, 1976. This was 10 months and 67 exorcisms in. Like, nuts. So after her death, the story like blew up over in Germany. A lot of people who were extremely religious like her idolized her and they just really believed that she was possessed and they really idolized her for her attempts to get the possession off of her. Now, unfortunately for her parents and the two priests, the lawmakers were like, something ain't right. So they were charged with negligent homicide. They showed up to court with the recordings of her exorcism as their own evidence to prove like, look, she really was possessed and we were really trying to help her. See? And it's kind of like, this don't justify y'all's actions. Sir. Oh, I like this little purple look. I'm feeling so cute or whatever. The two priests were found guilty of manslaughter due to negligence and were sentenced to 6 months in jail, which later was suspended, and they ended up only serving 3 years of probation. And the parents were exempted from any charges because the court found that they had suffered enough. I mean, they honestly believed that their daughter was possessed and they were, I guess, really trying to seek help for her, considering how much somebody had suffered apparently is a criteria over there in Germany during sentencing. So fast forward to decades after the trial, 2005, the movie Exorcism of Emily Rose is put out, does well in the box office, I think. I don't think I've seen it actually. Definitely heard the name, don't think I've seen the film. I typically don't watch too many demon possession films because they a little scary to me. Like, I'm a slasher type of girl. I'm real big on like regular horror films. Definitely real big on psychological thrillers. That's my favorite genre of film. Psychological thrillers, yes. Now, I haven't seen the movie, but from what I do know, it's more centered around like the court case. And it's about the lawyer who takes on the negligent case and they have flashbacks to the exorcism. That's all I know. But I do have these photos of the actual priests and parents in court, which I'll put here right now. Look at them. This is them. Poor girl. Now, speaking from the standpoint of a person who doesn't at all really kind of believe in demonic possessions, I feel like this is such a sad story. She was such a young girl, 18, 19 years old. Like, you don't really know too much. You think you know, but you have no idea. That was on a TV show. Oh Lord, now they're gonna try to copyright strike me. But I just feel like it's so sad because, like I said, mental health problems, mental health is very real. And I felt like she was suffering from some sort of mental health issue with a little side of epilepsy, and the help that she needed, I feel like her parents probably did not know any better. They really genuinely believed that their daughter was possessed and really thought that they were doing what was best for her and getting her the help she needed. But no, they ended up killing her. But then I got questions too, because everybody knows you need food and water to live. So if your child is not eating at all and not drinking, you have to know that there are major health risks associated with starvation. Why wouldn't you make sure she ate and drank? For her to starve to death is it's terrible. So it's like, I feel bad for the parents, but then when you think of stuff like that, it's like, girl, now what was y'all doing? Y'all knew better. Hell, I'm sure if she was possessed by the demon, if the demon needed this mortal host, he would know his mortal host needs to stay alive and can't do so without food and water. So I would think the devil would be having her eating all kind of stuff. Like, I just don't get this. Nevertheless, I'm not going to give her parents too much because I felt like they genuinely were trying to do what they thought was best for their child. I tell you one thing, she couldn't have tried that possession stuff up in Sharon Vaughn's house because, baby, as soon as I got on that floor and started barking like a dog, it would have been a wrap. Let alone if I start drinking urine off the floor. Oh, my mama would have beat my ass. Baby. I can hear her now.
You think you're possessed by the devil, you're gonna be possessed by this ass whooping.
Girl, I would have been like, girl, you know what? One of the two of us would have got tired, baby, being me or the devil. One of us would have got tired of getting our ass whooped. The devil probably would have just left me as a mortal host because he probably been like, you know what? She keep hitting us. This shit don't feel good even from in here. I'm out. You knew who to pick. Hell, I damn near would have been trying to leave with him. Don't leave me. Take me with you. Where you finna go? She would not be going for that, okay? I'm gonna call it and see.
Hello?
What's up, girl?
What's up?
What's up, my OG? I got a question. I was reading about this girl that was possessed, girl, by a little. She thought she was possessed by the devil, and she got under the kitchen table and she started barking like a dog. She peed on the floor, and then she started licking up her urine. I said, I couldn't imagine that being in my household. My girl, what would you have done if that was one of us?
What the hell wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why, this girl done climbed up under the table, drinking piss. I snatched that little heifer up. What the hell wrong with you, girl? That's probably what I would have did.
I said, no, ma'am. If she was possessed, the devil would have found a new host. He would have been like, you know what? Let me pick somebody else because her mama crazy.
Girl, this little crazy heifer got under my table and pissed, then started drinking. I tore that little heifer up and made her go to bed. I probably would have made a million phone calls that day.
Girl, who was you going to call?
Everybody that I could think of to tell what you just did.
Then they would have said your child was crazy. They'd be like, Sharon kids crazy. Something wrong with them kids.
Like, what the hell wrong with her? Just like me. I don't know what the hell wrong with her. But after I beat her butt, I bet she don't do it again. She probably thinks something wrong with me.
So there you have it. Sharon Vaughn will not be going for any of the things. So that wraps up this video, this series. Thank you so much for everybody who did not get tired of me and kept watching them, because I just was like, you know what, I'm tired of me. Like I said in the post, I didn't seen me and heard my voice so much this past week that I'm tired of me. I'm sick of myself. But you guys say you're not tired of me. So, I just love y'all for loving me. Thank you so much for your support. It means the world to me. All the comments, all the likes, all the positive energy. Thank you so much for it. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in the next one Monday. Peace.